So welcome to the office in Poundbury. Beautiful sunny day. Great place to start.
Thank you for having me.
For our listeners, would you mind telling us who you are and what you do?
Yes, I'm Lorraine Barber. My business is Wincombe Payrolls. And we pay our clients' staff.
Wow. That's a really important job.
Very important.
Working for yourself, so you own the business.
Yeah, my business.
Perfect. And how long have you been running the business for?
Nearly 4 years. 4 years come this summer.
Okay, 4 years. You're not going grey, so it must be working really well.
There's some there. But yes, it's going extremely well. We're growing. It's brilliant.
Very good. So why is it working so well?
Processes that we've got in place, and I've got a good team behind me. So,
excellent.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, people are critical, aren't they, to success?
Very much, very much. I wouldn't be able to be here this morning without my team member, my payroll manager, Darren. So,
Perfect,
yes.
perfect. Okay, so can you take us all the way back? So let's go back to when you left school.
Right,
What
wow.
did you want to do when you left school? Did you want to be running a payroll business?
No. To be honest, payroll does not come up in careers fairs. What child goes, yes, I want to run payroll? It doesn't happen.
That's absolutely true, yeah. So what was your thing when you
I
left
was
school?
going to go in the RAF.
Oh, really?
I was.
That's the second person in 2 weeks who's told me that.
Really? Oh my gosh. No, I was going to be in air traffic. And I went to Southampton. I sat the test to go in, and ironically, I couldn't do mental maths quick enough. So the RAF didn't happen because of that reason. And here we go.
Good Lord.
I work with numbers every day.
That is ironic, isn't it?
Just a bit.
Okay, so you didn't make it into the RAF. So
No.
what was next on your list?
I had quite a controlled upbringing
Okay.
with my parents.
Yeah.
And I did GCSEs that they wanted me to do.
Not an uncommon
No.
sight.
And in the end, it led to me doing A-levels that really weren't in my heart to do. I started my A-levels, I did a year, and then I quit.
Ah, very good.
I quit, and then I decided that I was going to get a job.
So I have to ask what the A-levels were.
I was doing psychology for some reason. I think
Right.
it'd be good to understand why people do things and think like this. Geography. I can't actually remember the third one, but I did a year, and my bugbear is wasting time.
Right, okay.
It's huge in my life. I cannot abide wasting time because time is precious.
Yeah, 100%.
And
yeah.
valuable. But back then, when you're 16, 17, you don't realise.
Agreed.
So I left. My travels took me down Poole High Street. I walked into a recruitment agency and they said, we can get you a job at Barclays. So that's where my career started at 17. I worked in the checks department at Barclays House in Poole.
We might have to explain what checks are for the younger audience. I'm only joking.
No. They won't know how to write one.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. One of my sons asked me that probably a year ago. I've got to write a check. What do I have to do?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
It is. And I was data entering checks all day.
Right.
I did it for 6 months and then realised that it's not quite. I wanted more out of life.
Okay.
So that was the drive right at the very beginning.
Got it.
So I left and then I went to work for a hotel, the Dormy Hotel that's no longer in Ferndown.
Right.
Unfortunately, beautiful. And I was a receptionist. And then one day someone said to me, there's a job going in the accounts department. And I thought, I could do that. That's the opportunity that was my first intro into doing accounts.
Right.
And I was adding up lots of timesheets. So I touched a bit on payroll.
So your mental maths had improved by then?
I've always got a calculator in my handbag.
Good point.
So that's where I started in accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, right, okay, this is great. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. There is, again, a process and an end result, satisfaction. Yeah, I like doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I did evening courses at Bournemouth and Poole College, doing my AAT. And that's that was the entry into doing accountancy. And then from working at a small hotel, I then went to work for Fitness First at the head office in Poole. Well, it was originally at Bournemouth, at their Bournemouth site, and then they moved to Poole afterwards.
Still in the accounts department?
Still in the accounts department, but every 18 months I changed my job, did something different within accounts, got lots of experience. I'm a sponge.
Lovely, love that.
And yeah, I was there for years, long time. Met my first husband there, and carried on with accountancy qualifications. I'm not a fully qualified accountant because I failed some the higher end accountancy exams.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was in management accounts for years. Ended up being made redundant, which tied in with having planning for my son.
Yeah.
Got made redundant, took the redundancy, literally worked enough at a new employer at the Nuffield Hospital for a period of time to be able to qualify to have maternity pay.
Okay.
Doing accounts consolidations for their departments. And yeah, I had my son in 2010 to then not be able to return on a part-time basis because it was a full-time job. So you couldn't go
back to Nuffield
No, I couldn't go back to the Nuffield on a part-time basis, no.
Okay, interesting.
No. So for years, you spend building a career ladder and developing and growing, chasing the next salary, because that's how I measured success. What salary are you on?
Yeah.
You know, it was back then where on a Saturday you'd go out in the evening, but in the daytime you'd go shopping and buy a brand new outfit down the local high street. You can't do that in Bournemouth these days now.
No. Well, you could go to a charity shop and pick one up.
You possibly could. I'm not even going to talk about online shopping and failures and experiences with online shopping.
But I think what you're describing is a challenge for most women who choose to have children. Your career ladder and the career break actually puts you right back where you started almost, doesn't it?
It did. I had to start again. This is just my personal experience. There are other women that have had different life experience with careers, supportive employers,
sure,
and children. But yes, I was literally right. So I took 18 months out, and then I had to go, right, what are you good at? And I had to go back doing bookkeeping and basic accounts. And it led me into a role at a firm of accountants.
Okay.
So I was doing accounts, including VAT returns. And then my boss said to me one day, do you fancy running our payroll? And I thought, well, it can't be difficult. So yeah, why not?
I'll give it a try.
And it was on Sage. And then I realised there was a different level of satisfaction about paying people. You know, what you arrange is what someone takes home and pays their bills, pays their mortgage. You know, it's how they live. And there's something really quite satisfying about getting it accurate, getting it correct, and not having any problems. And I thrived off it. To the extent that I wanted to do more. So then through having to rebuild my career ladder, I then went to work for another firm of accountants, still part-time. A third of it was doing accounts, a third of it was doing internal work for the client, for the accountant himself, and then a third was running their payroll bureau.
Right.
And all the training I'd received was in-house, and I was effectively qualified by experience. So that then led to another phone call with a recruitment agency that said, would you like to be a payroll manager full-time for another firm of accountants locally? So I was like, yeah, I had to literally take stock of what I was doing and going, right, you do accounts, you're not a qualified accountant. Are you going to progress any further? No. You've got a good understanding of accounts and bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Let's make this change. So I thought, yes, full-time payroll manager, let's go for it.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
So
can we just go back a little bit? So we can just go back to that career break and I'm going to call it dramatically the destruction of your career path because you chose to have a child. So
yes.
How did that make you feel?
Unsettled, but it made me more driven.
Okay.
Because the control wasn't sitting with me.
Right.
Somebody else effectively made that decision for me.
Yeah.
So there's nothing better than pulling it back and going, you're in control of your life, your destiny. Only you can sort it out. So that's what I did.
That's really interesting, isn't it? So taking control of your life. So are you a bit of a control freak generally?
Only with myself.
I wonder if other people see it like that.
I don't know. Maybe that's because of my upbringing. I refuse to have that control with other people because it's not right, it's not fair. And my son's his own person. I've got a great relationship with my son. He's 15 now, doing his GCSEs. He's another driver for myself and where I'm taking my life. But I've got to give him his wings.
Yeah. Roots and
I can
wings,
guide,
say,
I can make suggestions, but only he can actually go, no, this is what I'm going to do. But as a mum, I'll always be there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, of course.
Always. And I think as a parent, that's really key. To be able to say that is really important as well.
Yeah, that's your job, isn't it? Yeah.
So, yeah.
The phrase we always use at home is roots and wings, right? Roots, you know where you came from, you can always come back, but wings to go and fly and do what you need to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, huge. Okay, so internally you're a control freak. You want to be the master of your own destiny, which is absolutely right.
I'm quite tough on myself. Husband's like, why have you got all these goals? No, and I'm like, no, it's important.
Okay, well, so that's interesting. So are you goal driven? So this is not an unconscious will to do better. This is conscious. I want to do better.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a spreadsheet girl.
Well, you would be with a numbers background, of course. So. Yeah,
and I've worked out. I've got a lead sheet at the moment of potential clients, and I know what our conversion rate is. And my husband's like, "Oh my gosh, why are you doing that? You shouldn't have these goals." And I was like, "No, but it's important to know where you're at."
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
And that keeps me grounded, I suppose.
Very good. So lead generation, massively important, conversion important. So what are your other goals? What else have you got on that spreadsheet? You've got something bigger that you want to be able to achieve? What's the...
No, because it's my journey and it's a steady journey. I know we're quite a young business, but it's grown organically, amazingly in 4 years. I've only had a website up and running in the last 12 months. The business is growing through word of mouth and recommendation. 80% is word of mouth. We're starting to have referrals from Google reviews.
Great.
It is growing. But I don't have any goals set in stone as such for fear of failing, because I have failed at certain things in my life, and this I can't fail at this, and I won't let myself fail at this. So
that's a really interesting view, isn't it? Because a lot of people will not set a goal because the question in their head is, what if it goes wrong?
Yeah.
But as a coach, I would say, but what if it goes right?
Yeah, I've got an idea.
Well, that's almost there, isn't it? When you say you've got an idea,
I've got an idea.
Yeah, so can we craft it into something which is more of a tangible goal?
Yeah, tangible would be good. But then we can tweak it if we don't quite get there, which is okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people also, and business owners, that set these goals and then are mortified if they don't achieve it. But it's okay. You can amend it. You can tweak the journey.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's your own journey.
Yeah. Ultimately, it is about what you want, isn't it? That has to be the thing. We talked a little bit before about freedom of choice. So being able to take time off if you need to, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So let's just flip back a little bit.
Yeah.
So when did you make the decision to say, sod it, I'm going to run my own business?
So that happened after COVID.
Okay.
I was asked, so I've got lots of experience of running payroll bureaus for accountants. And then I had opportunities are amazing. Say yes to opportunities. So I then was asked to be payroll manager for online payrolls at Wallasdown. So I went from a team of 2 part-timers at a firm of accountants to a team of 10 at online payrolls. I joined in May 21 to find out in the June that the director had sold the business to a larger corporate payroll company.
No.
So that shook me up, unsettling period of time. And then you think, have I made the right decision? But I worked with what I had.
Yeah.
Stayed there for 18 months. The new corporate company, oh my gosh, payroll was taken online to a piece of online software where not only were the clients having to pay more, some of the smaller contracts were being doubled, but the clients were paying more and then asked to do more in terms of input.
Oh, right.
So the client was inputting the data onto the cloud-based software, and that didn't sit well with me. I thought, okay, so they're being asked to pay more and do more, and then it tied in with them trying to change our job roles. And I thought, I'm not an auditor. I don't audit payroll. I do payroll.
Yeah.
I know how to, and I'm good at it. And this came up towards the summer of 22.
Yeah.
And it tied in with me getting married to my second wonderful husband. And that's huge as well, because I had support.
Yeah.
I had support at home, and then one day I had a phone call in the office, and it was an ex-client that had moved employer.
Right.
They came to us for a quote. Now, the new company took 3 weeks to go back to them with a quote. And this chap would message me every week. And in the end, I thought, this is ridiculous. If a potential client wants to come on board,
buy
they
your
want
services.
a quote, you get that quote back to them within 24 hours.
Yeah, of course you do, yeah.
So I went, look, can I just run something by you? This is what I'm thinking of doing. Would you be interested in a quote from me? And he said yes. So that evening, I went on my Gmail email address, knocked up a quote, and fired it off to him. This is a reputable builder in Dorset.
Yeah.
And I thought, nah, nothing's going to come of this. Lo and behold, 48 hours later, in my Gmail inbox, let's do it.
Great.
Was great. Apart from I had no software. I wasn't even registered as an agent with HMRC.
Right.
I had no formalities in place, no contracts, no nothing. So then I had to make it happen.
So here's an opportunity, as you talked about earlier.
So it was an opportunity. I had the gumption to go for it.
Yeah.
There's still a client now, wonderful client. But that was the opportunity for me to grab and just run with it.
Great.
And it's the best thing ever.
Not terrifying? Slightly terrifying?
No.
Mildly unsettling?
No. It was meant to be. I was so positive about it. And if you don't try, you'll always be wondering.
Yeah.
What if, maybe, what would have happened? So I'm one for saying yes.
Good.
Say yes to the opportunity, and that's how we started.
And then figure out how you're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
We're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
I absolutely 100% believe that.
So that's how Wincombe Payrolls started 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And through word of mouth, we've organically grown. It's been brilliant.
Excellent.
I'm very proud of something that's mine.
Quite right too. And I can tell you don't like it at all.
Oh no. It's hard work. It's incredibly hard work.
But rewarding.
But very rewarding. The satisfaction makes my heart throb. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's great. But I've worked for employers for, I'm mid-40s.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would think I'm crazy. Why would you go self-employed as a woman with children at mid-40s? The opportunity was there. Grab it. I've worked hard for employers all my life.
Have you worked as hard for employers as you work for yourself?
Yes, furlough was tough. Furlough was hard. Lots of long nights. The naivety of employers thinking, workload will just get absorbed. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's hours, it's productivity. But you work hard, but there's nothing better than working hard for yourself.
So let's just talk a little bit about mindset, because that's, again, we touched on this a little bit beforehand, didn't we? So you're working for somebody else.
Yeah.
The hours you put in reward them.
Yes.
As a business owner or as a large corporate, whatever else it might be.
Yeah.
But you work just as hard for somebody else as you do for yourself?
Similar. It's very different. The drive's there because you've got... Your priorities are slightly different. Even though with an employer you're paid a salary, there's an expectation, you fulfil that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
This is your business.
Mm-hmm.
This is your reputation, your credibility.
Yeah.
So you put those hours in to deliver.
Yes. But you put those hours in to deliver when you work for somebody else, don't you?
You do.
So what's the difference between somebody who puts in, I'm going to make up some numbers, puts in 60 hours a week working for an employer?
Yeah.
We've all done that at some point in the past.
We have.
Versus somebody who spends 60 hours a week working for themselves. What's the difference between those two people?
Personal satisfaction. It's for yourself.
Is it that, or is it the fact that you can't see the difference between working for somebody else? Had you ever considered working for yourself prior to doing it?
No, definitely not.
So why not? You're a woman who can embrace opportunities. You've got lots of experience. Why did you never think of that before? So what was the trigger? The trigger, you talked about COVID and working really hard, and then obviously you had that opportunity.
I wasn't going to be abused anymore.
Okay.
And there was no recognition. And it's a feeling as well. How that employer's made you feel.
Yeah.
Which is also probably replicated now in a positive way, because I would never have my staff feeling like I've felt before.
Yeah.
It's just, it's wrong.
Yeah. On all levels.
And you need to look after your team. Mm-hmm. And I'm a kind person. But when you've been abused in a situation of where you're feeling burnt out with an employer, you've got to draw the line.
Yeah. Burnt out with an employer, and there's not necessarily any support or anything else to help you kind of. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay. Interesting, isn't it? I mean, you look at the numbers. I think there are 5.6 million SMEs in the UK.
Yeah.
There are 4.2 million of those are one-man operations.
Yeah.
and then you've got all of those large corporates kind of wrapped around it who get most of the attention and focus because they're big and have got lots of cash and what have you. But typically, the welfare in those organisations is not like it is in SMEs.
No. No, you have to look after your staff. You have to. Because it's also then a reputation on your business.
Yeah, yeah. So what's your word of advice? George down the road. I talk about George a lot, imaginary person. George down the road.
Hi, George.
Just about to start his own business.
Go for it.
What were the words of advice you would give him? So go for it, yes. He wants to go for it. What would you say are the first few things he needs to really think about before he...
Have a plan, have a strategy. I have bills to pay. Mm-hmm. Got a mortgage. So I had to bring in some income. So when I made the choice and decision to try this and go full-time...
Yeah.
Full-time self-employed...
Yeah.
I then got I did get a part-time job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just to cover some basic bills.
Yeah, yeah.
So have a plan, have a strategy. But there's that level of you're not responsible and you haven't got to ask permission of an employer. So that's priceless.
Yeah, yeah.
And to manage your own time, again, is priceless. Yes, you work hard, but I've been able to stop this morning and go, I'm going to go and see Simon. And as an example, my son has had 3 interviews over the last month at college, and they've all been from 2:30.
Right.
So I've not had to say to an employer, can I take half a day holiday? Mm-hmm. I've just been able to manage my time and go, right, I'm off.
Yeah.
Got to go and do what I need to do.
Great.
Put my family hat on.
That is priceless, isn't it?
It's important as well. Really important. Because your family know that it's a different layer that they can rely on you for. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, George, managing your own time.
Yeah.
And then we all deserve something that is of value that we then in turn give us choices later on in life. Because this is an exit plan for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have much in a pension.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, grab an opportunity. Yeah, definitely do it.
Interesting, isn't it?
It's great, yeah.
I think I often say to people, why are you put on the planet? And the answer is to live a life, right? Absolutely. So unfortunately, work is a byproduct of that because we need to fund the life that we want. But people get it the wrong way around. Yeah. They think I'm on the planet to work. That's not the answer. The answer is you're put on the planet to live a life. So you need to define your work to fit your life and not the other way around. So those large corporates or those larger businesses where you're working 60 hours a week and the boss isn't particularly helpful or kind or low EIQ or emotional intelligence or whatever else it is, that's not the place you want to be. No, it's not. No. So would you do it all over again? Absolutely. I'm testing you there. No, I would. 100%. I would. I love what I do. And this is my time. From working for employers and chasing those salary bands, I don't think I was ever happy. I was never settled. You look at my CV, there's a change after 18 months to 2 years. Although the experience, the knowledge, I was a sponge, has moulded me to what I am today. Mm-hmm. Well, your experience moulds you into the person that you are today. That would you go back and change any of that life experience? No. Because actually it's delivered what you've got now. Yes. Hasn't it? It has. But if you could have done it 10 years ago? I would have done. Because this is a 10 to 15 year plan. Yeah. And I said that when I started the business 4 years ago. Yeah. And here we go, 4 years later, I'm still saying it's a 10 to 15 year plan. Yeah. So, but I love what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But building and growing as we are growing, in 10, 15 years, there will be choices. Mm-hmm.
which is what I need.
Yeah.
And it's for my family as well.
Yeah. Well, the best piece of advice you can ever give your kids is to keep your options open, right? Keep your options open, because you never quite know what's going to happen.
No.
You don't know what impact AI is going to have on your life. You don't know. I mean, what do you do with the education system today when you've got, I've got 7 grandchildren. You know, my youngest is 6 weeks old. My eldest is 15.
Wow.
Think about the little ones now, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. What are they going to do when they go through the education system? What does the world of work look like then? Your parents wanted you to do certain qualifications, GCSEs, etc. But what on earth are they going to learn?
Wow. They will find their wings. They will find something, even if it's something small. So, without getting too personal, my son wasn't sure what he wanted to do. Yeah. And I was like, right, let's go and see what the colleges have got to offer. So I took him to some open days. And, we were just walking around, and, you know, my stepson is 23. Yeah. He's a qualified electrician. Amazing, self-employed by 23. Yeah. And he's just got his first mortgage. So he'll be moving out by the summer. My son has already gone, can I have his bedroom? And my eldest stepson's in the army as an officer. Yeah. So they've made their paths. Yeah. They're happy with what they're doing. Yeah. But then the 15-year-old is like, what am I going to do? What do I, you know? So took him to college, and he, no, I don't want to be an electrician because Lewis is an electrician. I don't want to put my hand down a toilet, so I don't want to be a plumber. Right. And the environment is obviously really very important to him, which is also, it's key for a lot of people. You know, the environment you're working in, the amount of, you know, the people that your colleagues that you could be working with. And he's seen what I've done, and he can see what Lewis has done with going self-employed. Yeah. And then we ended up in the carpentry section, and this teacher showed him you'd make your own pod. Yeah. And because he could visualise it and see it, he was like, that's pretty cool. So at the moment, he's down to do a carpentry course. Very cool. But we can't find an employer for him to do the carpentry apprenticeship. That's a very telling sign at the moment. So there's got to be a carpenter in the Ferndown area that wants an apprentice. But national minimum wage, I've gone back to numbers. It's gone up to £8 an hour for an apprentice. Yeah. And when someone's, you know, he's still 15, he's not 16 till the summer. Although he's at the lower end of his age and can be paid at the national minimum wage for longer, it's still a huge outlay for a small employer. And the feedback and the recommendation I've had is for him to do the full-time course and get a small part-time job that is going to cost the employer less money. Yeah. Like, he'll still get experience, but have a part-time job for 2 days a week, for example. Because a full-time course is only 2.5 days. I was going to say, it's not a whole week, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, interesting. Well, that's great. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt that a hands-on job is the one that you want to be going for right now. If I was leaving school now, switched on enough to go, I can't do something that AI can do. Yeah, completely. Yeah. Kids are frightened of that. Yeah. Especially those that are driven, and bless him, he just goes, I just want to earn some money. I just want to work, Mum. And I want to drive. And I was like, well, driving will happen. But, yeah. Well, hopefully working will too. Working will too. But, yeah, good choice then. Good choice. But then maybe that's a reflection of the adults that are around him. Yeah, of course, yeah. Myself, his stepdad, his own dad, is, you know, to be stepmum. And what does your husband do? My husband's got his own garden maintenance company. Huh? So he's got a small team of guys that we do the payroll for. Yeah, of course. So he's done that all his life. Wow, very good. That's all he's ever done. It's very successful. Yeah. He's got some great clients, some lovely houses in the New Forest. Yeah. Down on Sandbanks. Very good. Yeah, he's out in the sun a lot. Yeah. Unlike me, where I'm sat in an office. That's also also not healthy.
No.
Sitting at a desk.
Sitting at a desk is no. Well, you'll notice there's a standing desk. I stand up all day. Because that's definitely much better for you than sitting on your bum.
Maybe I need to take that.
Well, there you go.
And try something different.
There you go. Shake it up a little bit.
Yeah. But
Marvellous.
we've all worked hard. It's a good work ethic, and if you can show your children that,
You are the sum of the 5 people you most associate with.
Wow.
Is the saying. So the people you mix with will have an effect on your outlook and your culture and everything else. So if you set the right tone in the house, then your kids pick up on that. But I often say to people, some people you meet, young people, I want to be a millionaire, I want a yacht, I want a Ferrari, I want a Rolex. Then you need to go and mix with people who've got lots of money.
Oh, I don't want any of that.
Because if you can't do that, you can't be of the right mindset to be able to be in the same playground as they are.
Yeah.
But if you want a business that's going to fund your life and you know where your life is going and what you want, so you need that 15-year BHAG.
Yes, indeed.
What is the big, hairy, audacious goal? And then you can do it.
Yeah. I just want to be comfortable, have a comfortable life.
You need a pension.
And a pension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Excellent. Super to see you.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you ever so much for coming all the way over.
My pleasure.
And we'll have you back in a year and see how it's going.
Definitely.
Good.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.